Hello and welcome to the 4th century BC. Yes, we have at last finished up the 5th century battles and we are now entering the 300s. And well, we are still lingering on in the Spartan hegemony, but yeah, it's a new century. And actually we have now entered a war that we call the Corinthian War, which was a war that started after a battle between the Spartans and the Thebans, the Thebans were all along, opposing Sparta, and after Athens gave up in the Peloponnesian War, Thebans were I think the prime power working against Sparta. So at one point, I think perhaps it was the year before, I'm not sure, but we had a battle called Haliartus, where the Thebans clashed with the Spartans. The Thebans won the battle, and as an effect of that, some other city-states joined an alliance with Thebes to together overcome Sparta, and those were Athens, Corinth, and Argos, of course, together with Thebes. So they forged this anti-Spartan alliance, and the Spartans did, of course, respond to this threat and marched northwards toward Corinth. And the alliance were, there were Greek city-states with some different opinions. They argued on who should lead their army and so forth. But when the Spartans had driven up to Corinth territory and did some pillaging and burning villages and stuff there, they managed to field their army. The opposition force of the anti-Spartan alliance, and they did that on a dried out river called Nemea in 394 BC. And here we see the opposing armies fielded in this area. You see there's no terrain. Basically this is the flood, or the flood bed of Nemea, which is dried. And as you can also see in the scenario map here, it's quite evenly matched. Loads of hoplites on both sides. We have Spartans down here with their allies. The Spartans did deploy on the right hand side, their allies on the left hand side from the Peloponnesian League. We have some a slinger unit here. They're slingers from different parts of Peloponnesus. I also think actually there were some Cretan archers included in this battle, but I think those are kind of baked into that unit here, this missile unit here. And we also see some medium-heavy cavalry, but otherwise it's hoplites. And 3 of those are the Spartan fire blocks. So the Spartans did manage to get around 18,000 hoplites to this battle. The anti-Spartan League or alliance got some more. I think there were over 20,000 on that side. And we had the Athenians lining up on their left. Actually, there were some arguments also within the Spartan alliance here where to field their units. The Athenians would have liked to deploy on the right hand side as they used to, but the Boeotians did pick the longest straw there, so to speak, so they got to deploy here. And we have some other guys in the center. I think those are, of course, Thebans and Corinthians, and probably some more guys there. And we also have some light skirmishers on the edges, but on the far edge of both flanks we have some medium cavalry. So the battle began, quite evenly matched, and as often happened in the hoplite battles, the lines drifted to the right. So, because you know, the hoplites were holding their shield on the left hand, so they kind of wanted to go to the right, to the comrade on the right hand side, to get some protection from the comrade's shield who was in that guy's left hand, right? So that had the effect that when all were sticking towards the right hand side, the whole line drifted right, and so did the anti-Spartan coalition's line also in their advance. So the lines were kind of misaligned when they met, so both sides could envelop the enemy left hand, and in the battle actually both sides' right hand flanks won their local battle, if you could say it like that. So the Boeotians won here, and the Spartans won over the Athenians who were retreating and routing here. But anyway, the Spartans managed to hold their pursuit of the Athenians and instead attack along the line, and a bit later the whole anti-Spartan alliance line were in a full rout, and Spartans were left on the field, winning the battle by that. Yeah, I think that's more or less a short relation on what happened, but as I learned, the Spartans couldn't really get any big benefits of this victory, because they weren't able to press forward through Corinth and into the Greek mainland. But so eventually they actually got back to Sparta, and well, they won the day, and there were of course more battles coming up in the Corinthian War, and we will see one of those big ones in the next battle we'll play. But this is Nemea 394. So let's check the War Council. So we have 5 cards for the Greek army or the anti-Spartan alliance, and 6 cards for the Spartans, giving them 3 cards towards 2 cards here in my Solitaire rules. We have the Spartan leader with a name here, Aristodemos. He's located there on the right hand side, by the way, and I think he's a protector of a boy king in Sparta, so he's kind of assigned as the king's champion here. And the Spartans move first. We'll fight till 5 banners, and for the special rules we have the hoplite infantry rule in effect, and we have those Spartan special 5 block units. So here's the setup, and we already checked the troops. So we have, I haven't actually counted them, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hoplite units on the Spartan side, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 also here. So it's really even matched, at least by hoplites. Of course, these guys have these special 5 blocks, so it's a bit of an advantage to the Spartans. On the other hand, the anti-Spartan alliance had 2 medium cavalry, Spartans only 1 here on the right hand side. We have these missile troops, not yet in range. That's important to note, so they need to move if they want to fire. The Athenians don't get any long-ranged missile units, but they have 2 skirmishers here, light javelin throwers or light infantry. So by that I think it's really evenly matched. And I see now I forgot to place the leader there. I'm gonna do that because that's also evenly matched. Both sides have 2 leaders, but for some reason I forgot to deploy Aristodemos here, which I will do in a minute before we stop play, of course. And before that I'll just give a short comment on battle plans. I mean, evenly matched. This is just a straightforward battle. The guys are lined up, staring out each other already. So I will just, you know, let the cards decide what to do. I think we don't have any clear aggressor here, so both sides could just start marching towards the other if they get a good cards for that. So let's see. I'll do the last bit of deployment here and then we start. Okay, Aristodemos is in place where he should be, with his hoplites, in the center of his hoplites. And by that, let's start it out. So here's the Spartan hand. Order mounted, and you know, with hoplite rules, I'd say, we can order hoplites with this card. Then we have a coordinated attack, and we have medium troops. So basically we have 2 good cards to activate hoplites. Too bad we are not yet in range to do any harm, but and with this card we could order 6 hoplites. We have 7 in play, remember. With this card we can activate each and every hoplite, and I think I'll just do that because I can also start a cavalry combat with that card already now. I think I will, because we are numerically inferior in cavalry here, so I will take my chance to get in the first attack because these guys can just charge the Athenian cavalry right away there, and I'm gonna do that. So I'll play the medium. So that will be the whole line here. I will just march them. I will not mark them, but I will move up the cavalry already, put them there. I will start the action right away. And then now's the question: should we drift right or left? To play this historically, we should of course move right. But I'm not sure if I want to do that. It depends on my cards, of course. Well, this isn't dependent on any section. This is, but however I move, I will have 1 unit in each sector if I want to play that card. I mean, of the hoplites. So basically, we could do whatever. Which is best? I don't really know. Well, let's drift to the right, so we eventually maybe can give our cavalry some support if needed. So we'll move them just like that. Oh, sorry. Sorry. This is also equal, less than or equal to your command. Ah, now I see. So this is not all medium troops. I need to choose 6 units to move. Ah, okay. And then, this is not that cool. This means I will have a break in my line if I do it like this. But very well, so be it. So I have now moved 6 units, and this was not what I expected when I played this. Issue number, yeah, equal to your command. Very well, no problem. Let's do it like this. So we have an attack. So it's 3 dice, and the good thing is the Athenian cavalry out there is not supported. Okay, no hits, but we got into flags, and that could be devastating because the Athenians are pretty close to their edge of the board, so we can retreat. For the first flag we got, it's 3 hexes per flag, I'm sure, so we can go 1, 2, but the third will be a casualty. And then we have another flag that we cannot take. So these guys actually now run out of the board. And I'm sure I cannot evade medium cavalry with medium cavalry. Maybe but it's too late now anyway. But it would be interesting to know if you can evade medium cavalry. I need to check that on the unit chart. Just a moment. Okay, yeah, here it says medium cavalry evade melee versus foot and heavy mounted, and we are medium heavy mounted who's attacking. So those guys could not evade anyway. So, well, that was a heck of a charge, right? So we got the first banner right away here for the Spartans. And you know what? This is not all. We can move in here and we can move yet another hex if you want to, but I think yeah, let's do that. I'll actually back off a bit, but I will still attack those lights, and those guys will for sure evade. They don't want to stay here and take the hits. So we roll 3 dice again, but only hit with the green ones this time. But you know what, we got 1. So 1 block down here, so and we could actually move in again. I don't want to do that. Let's see if I can lure out this hoplite here. I'm not sure they're gonna do that, but maybe they also want to shift towards this edge now because they want to meet our line, and that in that case they could attack my cavalry. But those guys can always evade against foot. All right, I'm really happy with the first activation here for the Spartans, at least from the Spartan point of view. But now we need to shift glasses to the Athenian or the anti-Spartan alliance glasses, and let's see. Okay, it's 2 left or 4 left, so it's clearly that we have the action up here. So what to do then? I'm gonna go easy. I'll play 2 and I'm just gonna activate those guys, and I will bring back the lights into the line again. I will do a bit of a strange thing. Maybe I wanna go here. I'm gonna attack those cavalry. The lights want to fill up here in case we get some leader card or line command or something. I want to fill the gap, so I fill it with the lights in between here. And well, actually they could also still battle in case those will stay, but they will not. They will of course evade. I could of course start with that light and throw some javelin first, but I don't want to get that flag. But let's do that anyway. I'm gonna take my chance. It's only 1 die, and you know, it's as big as a chance to get the blue as to get a flag, retreat flag. So let's see. Let's hope for a blue. No, so we missed with the javelins, and then comes the hoplite attack against the cavalry, who easily evade. So they go back here. But we're gonna roll those 4 dice and we hit with blues. So now there's of course a big risk we get a hit or 2. Well, we got 1. That's good. So we scared those cavalry away and even got some horses in the action. We throw our heavy lances at the back of the horses there. Okay, so not bad, and we have the line intact again. So then we have the Spartans. A counterattack, that would mean 2 here, or 1 on each sector, or the order mounted. Well, okay, what do you want to do? I would like to close the gap. I could do that more or less with those guys, except I won't get the slingers into the line. If I play that card, yeah, maybe that could be something. Yeah, I'll play this card. And by that I want to activate those guys, and I will activate the slingers. Slingers can move 2 and battle, right? Move 2, yeah, it's fine. And then actually I'm gonna go crazy. I want to do another cavalry charge here. I know you think I'm crazy because attacking hoplites head on, but I want to do that now. Because those guys are not supported and I can get those, you know, I'm hoping to get the flag and then they cannot hit me back. Just want to use my cavalry while I can. So these guys will move there. These guys, whoops, they will now move, if I get them into order again, they will move up here, join the hoplite line. They didn't hear the signal for advance the last time, so now they're catching up. And then I'm gonna move these slingers 1, 2, and now they are in range to battle. And we start there, I think. Too bad we don't have any, we cannot reach any unsupported guys, but let's throw some stones on the hoplites with the leader. So it's 1 die, and if I get the blue, which I did, really lucky roll there, I also can check the leader status, or leader loss status, and that was close. Sure, some stone hit his helmet there. Corinthian helmet or something. But very happy with that. Let's see if the cavalry with their second charge, they charged, moved back, and now they're charging again. So they have the momentum up, I hope. And let's see, 3 dice, and well, we didn't get them to retreat, but still we got 2 hits on those hoplites. That's cool. I know we're gonna go down in this assault, that's pretty much sure, but I think it might be worth it. Let's see. And now the Athenians rolled kind of bad. Okay, they got 2 flags. Let's see if we can take that. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1 loss. He didn't eliminate us, and this cavalry is of course spent now, but they did some heavy hits up there, which I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy because now soon we will see the hoplite clash, and then we already have a wear down unit on the edge there. I like that. So that's that. Pretty good results with the dice here. So it's the anti-Spartans. Okay, they still have another card on their left. So they're just ignoring these parts, and well, okay, let's play it like this then. I'll play 3 units here, activate those, only those guys. And the light infantry will now move up. The hoplites will join the other hoplite ranks here. And now we can throw some javelins on. I think I'll choose those guys because those are in the unsupported, and by that we can get maybe a flag. Nope. So we missed them with our javelins. But we got those guys a bit in a sheltered position there. Let's see. Okay. So it's the Spartans again. Oh, good cards now. Really good cards now. So what I'm gonna do, I will not play the counter-attack to all the units there. I'll play the mounted. And I will just advance with my hoplite line, and then next turn we will clash big time. So 6 hoplite units. Too bad we have 7 in play, but that's how it is. So these guys will be a bit left behind, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But this time we will shift a bit to the left again, maintaining our position here, like that, like that, like that, and like that. And actually those guys can battle. That's nice. So we're gonna battle those light infantry there, who again evades back there, but we're gonna roll those 4 dice. Let's see if we can catch any derivation. No, they got away. No greens. So that's that. But you know, now we are in assault position here, and we got a green card for that assault. And when the Anti-Spartan League responds with whatever they have, we can counterattack that if they get a good card in their hand for countering us. So yeah, I have a good feeling about this. Like that. So now's the last chance for the Anti-Spartan League to do something before the big assault, and they already once again get the card over here. What's happening? Okay, so maybe it's kind of good because I now sense the danger here, so I will play 3 units again there, and we could either surprise the Spartans by attacking, or we can back off a bit. I mean, I could back off those guys 1 hex, bring up the lights instead and throw some javelins. So I have 2 options. Or we just step forward with 2 guys plus the lights and attack the Spartans before they get the first hit. I mean, I like both options. I will roll for it. So 1 to 3, I go with a defensive plan, let's call it that. So I will move back those hoplites in shelter, move up the lights to shield them, and skirmish 1 last time. If I roll 4 to 6, then we go with the offensive plan and instead march up and bring the first hit towards the Spartans. It's a defensive plan. So you have a cautious leader here saying, well, no, don't break the line. Hold it, guys. So these guys will move there, and those guys will move there, and they can throw the javelin, and they throw it against those guys, hoping to maybe push them back one hex. Let's see if it's successful with those javelins this time. And they weren't. So now, okay, we'll now see the big clash, and I think I'll leave that as a cliffhanger here, so I get you back in the next video, right? So what have you seen then? We have seen some real aggressive Spartan cavalry movements attacking, well, 2 charges, quite successful. They got hit back in the end, but they survived, and now they can, well, rest here, and they have done a good job. And over at this flank, basically nothing, because the Anti-Spartan League, they only got all the cards they had so far have been affecting that sector. So all the things happening more or less here. We actually saw these slingers and Cretan archers pouring some fire over here, and actually got some unaware hoplites of the Boeotians here, and managed to inflict some losses before they got their shields up. Alright, so next time we'll for sure see a big clash happening. That should happen with the I Am Spartacus card. Of course, it depends on how we roll the dice. Anyway, we'll leave this here. Nice little hook line there, by the way. Okay, and thank you for watching, and I hope you see you next time. Bye bye.